surah of the Quran. We should try learning at least the translation of the little surahs in the Quran, so we know when we're standing in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we know what we're reading. We should know what we're saying. We should know what we're saying in ruku'. We should know what we're saying in sujood. We should not think about the other worldly things. It's very common for people that have things going on. It could be anyone, whether you have work, whether you're at school, whether you have other things to think about, such as if you're praying, you might randomly think about in the back of your head, oh, I didn't do this, I should go do that. We should, in salah, not think about that. Rather, focus all our attention onto the salah and make sure we're praying right. Make sure all of our ruku' and sujood is perfect. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, the first thing to be lifted from this ummah will be Khushoo, until you will not find anyone with Khushoo. Hudayfa radiallahu anhu said, the thing you will lose of your religion will be the Khushoo, and the last thing you will lose of your religion will be Salah. There may be a person praying anywhere. You might be just trying to fill out there's 5 daily prayers, but there'll be no goodness in him. He could go back to sitting right after the salah. May Allah make us have full khushu in our salah. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, a person may indeed pray for a whole 60 years, yet not a single of his salah will be accepted. You know why? He's not doing salah perfectly. He said perhaps he perfected the ruku', but not the sujood. Perhaps he perfected the sujood, but not the ruku'. Great scholar Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah compared Khushoo in salah to the soul, the ruh. He said, when the soul leaves the body dies. Similarly, without Khushoo, the salah lacks its essence and soul. Likewise, praying salah without Khushoo is like gifting a dead body as a servant to a king. Let's say a king back then looking for a servant. He would obviously want a strong, healthy one, a one that has soul, a one that's living, a one that's healthy. A salah without khushu' is like you're praying nothing. It's like you're giving Allah, you're not fulfilling the obligation properly. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will neither accept it nor reward him for it. Most people will say, at least I'm praying. They'll pray the 5 daily salah, be like, I'm on time with that, I'm on this, but are you praying properly is the real question. When you're praying, are you making sure that everything else is clear? Are you making sure that all your attention is directed towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? When you go pray, don't think of it as a task. Think of it as a joy. When you hear the adhan, you should rush to the masjid. If you're in a place where you can hear the adhan outside the masjid, make sure you go to the masjid on time. If you can't go to the masjid, make sure you pray your prayers at home on time. Praying on time is a big key. And instead of taking it as an obligation, like, oh, it's time to pray, I have to go pray now. Be happy for it. Be like, it's good, I have to go pray now. Alhamdulillah. Allah has given me 5 daily salahs. I'm happy, I'm ready to go pray. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves those who come close to him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, if you come towards me in a hand's length, I'll come towards you in an arm's length. If you come towards me walking, I will come towards you running. Please, brothers and sisters, whenever you pray, always think of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala only and what you're reading. Even Surah Fatiha has really powerful du'as in it, like Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim. How many of us know what that means? Probably not a lot. But Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim means, may Allah guide me on the right path. Guide me on the right path. Very powerful dua. May Allah will guide us on the right path. With that, I'd like to add another topic, not topic, but subtopic, that you should always be with those who will help you pray your prayers on time, help you fulfill all your obligations, help you get good deeds. But I'm talking about friends, family, anyone that you're around. Make sure they're a good friend. Yani, if you're with your friends, you're going somewhere, make sure you remind your friends that Akhi, it's time to pray, and they remind you, Akhi, it's time to pray. If you're doing something bad, they advise you in private that Akhi, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. I love you for the sake of Allah. Mujahid ibn Jabal reported that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, when one of you loves your brother for the sake of Allah, let him tell him, for through it friendship will endure and affection take root. You should always love your brother for the sake of Allah. You see him, be like, Akhi, I love you for the sake of Allah. Bazan, I love you for the sake of Allah. Graysop, I love you for the sake of Allah. I love everyone here for the sake of Allah. Alhamdulillah. Always make sure you have the good company around you. Don't be around people that will take you on the wrong path. It's time to pray, they'll be like, oh no, we should pray later. It's time, you have time. Be around people that instead of them shaming you in public for sinning, they tell you privately that, oh, Akhi, you shouldn't have done this. Please do this next time. I love you for the sake of Allah. It's happened to me before. I've done some stuff, and instead of my friend shaming me in front of everyone, in front of the whole group, they didn't go like, oh, astaghfirullah, you're such a bad Muslim, this and that. Always go tell them in private, be like, because you never know how the other person will feel. You're shaming him in public, he'll be like, oh, this guy just doesn't like me, or this and that. You could have told me privately, which we all should always tell someone if they're sinning. Don't be scared, be like, oh, he's gonna be like, oh, stop judging me or anything. You might say that, whoever the friend is, if they feel that way, it's fine. But you commit to your obligation and tell your Akhi that, oh, Akhi, you're sinning, and please stop it, because I want to see you in Jannah. I want us to be together in Jannah. To conclude, that's all I really have to say. I hope that we all learn something from this. All make sure we all have good friends and always teach our friends something. If your friend's not here, go tell him. When you see him, be like, oh, today I learned this, today I learned that, and always teach them. And always have Khushoo in your salah. Inshallah, when we pray Jum'ah salah, make sure we're all attentively listening to the Imam when he's reading Surah Fatiha or any other short surah, and try understanding the meaning. وأقول قولي هذا واستغفر لي ولكم.